Something doesn't add up in Bitcoin right now because big money is still buying, but Bitcoin is still stuck around the 63K to 64K zone. On the surface, the headline looks bullish. Institutions are still here, corporate buyers are still active, and Strategy has just increased its dollar reserve to $1.4 billion, while raising its Bitcoin reserve to 847,363 BTC. That sounds like a strong vote of confidence, but the price is not acting like a clean breakout yet. And that is the real signal. Bitcoin has a bullish story, but it does not yet have bullish confirmation. Bitcoin is not stuck because nobody wants it. Bitcoin is stuck because the market is still fighting something bigger than a Bitcoin headline. Oil pressure has not disappeared, inflation pressure has not disappeared, and yields are still not giving risk assets a free pass. When oil stays elevated, the market starts thinking about inflation again. When inflation stays alive, bond yields become harder to ignore. And when yields stay high, investors become more careful with risk. That is why this Bitcoin move feels uncomfortable. Demand is there, but the macro environment is still pushing back. So the market is now trapped between two forces, accumulation and pressure. On one side, long-term buyers are stepping in, and that tells us Bitcoin is still being treated as a serious asset by major players. But on the other side, the broader market is still asking whether risk assets can really run while oil, inflation, and yields are still heavy. This is why the next Bitcoin move matters so much. If Bitcoin can hold this zone and start moving higher, even while macro pressure remains heavy, that would suggest buyers are not just reacting emotionally to a dip, they are absorbing pressure. But if Bitcoin cannot move higher, even after strong accumulation headlines, then the market may be telling us something very different. It may be saying that big money is buying, but not aggressively enough to overpower macro stress yet. And that is where traders and investors need to be careful, because a bullish headline is not the same thing as bullish confirmation. A big buyer can support the story, but price action still has to confirm the move. So the real question is not whether someone is buying Bitcoin. The real question is whether that buying is strong enough to change the trend. For now, the answer is not in the headline. The answer is in the reaction. Bitcoin does not need another exciting story. It needs confirmation. It needs to prove that buyers can defend this zone, that the bounce is not just another emotional move, and that macro pressure is not strong enough to kill the setup before it starts. If Bitcoin holds, the market may start to trust the accumulation story. But if Bitcoin fails, then the uncomfortable truth is simple. Big money may be buying, but Bitcoin is still stuck for a reason.